Hello, Jayne, that I refer to as the pink lady. And look how beautiful you look in your pink today. And for those that can't see, I have to just emphasize that you have to check the color of her hair. That's very significant for this interview as well. Jayne, thank you so much for spending some time with me and sharing your story. So I'm going to hand over to you and I'm going to ask you just to tell us a little bit about who is Jayne really?
Hi, Leon. Thank you very much for this interview. Okay, and for my pink, my favorite color is red, but I prefer pink at the moment. Anyway, about Jayne, this is the new Jayne. This is the 4-year-old Jayne. She's only become now into her own. I'm originally from Durban. Lived up here I live in Randolph Ridge. I'm a virtual assistant. I do bookkeeping, customer experience with a difference. I do it from a disabled point of view because I am disabled. I am an amputee. So that is why I say I'm a newbie, because I'm being an amputee 4 years in April. It will have happened. Yes. And it's my growing years. It's the time that I took. I went into a dark depression. But I took the time to do the work, to get to know me, to bring out the new me. And I did the work. I did the hypnosis. I faced that baggage. I faced Diane. I met Diane. She scared the living shit out of me. Excuse my language. I was petrified of Diane. But she was the most honest person that was there, apart from everyone else. But she was, she's intuitive, and she kind of knows when you need to kick up your backside sometimes. And she says it like it is.
If I can just intervene here, so Diane, that Jayne refers to, is a business coach that both of us know, and Diane is very known to be rocking one's boat. And during the COVID period, Diane started co-working spaces, and that is where I met Jayne. And Diane really gave all of us a kick up the butt, Jayne, which wasn't a bad thing. But Jayne, I just want to go back to you being an amputee, and I would love for you to just quickly share with the ladies what actually happened, because it is really such, let me not put words in your mouth. Just tell us exactly what happened with you.
I was going to the shop and I went into the garage because it's attached to the house. So I was going to, and I had flip-flops on. I hate flip-flops now. If I see anyone wearing flip-flops, I want to do my nuts. Anyway, and it's a small thing like flip-flops. When I went into the garage and I have no clue. I just say it was God's plan. And I do feel that it was his plan all along. And my left foot was stuck on the garage floor. And like I felt like something had picked me up and tossed me over frontwards. So my leg was up like this, but my kneecap had twisted. Oh my God, the pain. Oh, I've never screamed like you won't believe. But anyway, I saw the ambulance people. Sorry, people. But yeah, it was, and now I hate flip-flops.
Flip-flops. But Jayne, then you were taken to a hospital and you didn't actually know that they were going to amputate your leg.
No.
I remember you came out of theater and then only
Awake. Yeah. Both off, I was awake.
I can't even, I'm all goosebumps.
And they were both at midnight. And to me, midnight means the changing hour. So to me, it was meant to be. Yes, it was meant to be. I just really, really feel that this was God's plan.
Yeah.
And in hospital, I don't know if I should share this, but I'm going to. In hospital, I was really matter of fact. It happened. I'm going to move on, and this and this and this and this and this is going to happen. And yeah, you can make your own plans, but someone else has got another plan for you. And the thing is, that's what is the scary part about living in the real world, so to speak, is you can make so much of your plan that you see in your plan, but he sees this old plan and he just needs to kick your ass every now and again to say, hey, you're not keeping to the plan road that I've got for you, and he kicks you again. So yeah, and I do really, really feel that he knows where he's going. And the thing is, don't fight with him because you'll never win. He'll just wake you up at 3. He'll wake you up at 3 in the morning, and you'll have to sit here in the bed, and you'll go, okay, why have you woken me up now? What have I done? What do I have to think about? So you see, he does kind of, hello, I'm here.
Yeah, he's got a plan, and he's got his ways. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's amazing, Jayne, that you know, through your dark depression and the whole transformation process, you've gotten to this place to understand, and we're going to talk about that again. I'm curious to know, how did your amputation and obviously your limitation of movement, how did that affect your identity and your own confidence?
I lost my confidence. I started letting people into my life that I shouldn't have. I thought they were friends, but they weren't. And also another thing is, I learned a huge lesson that people are there for you in the good times, but you learn in the bad times who your real friends are. And that was a very, very harsh lesson for me to learn. And that includes family.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I almost want to add to that, you know, if you connect that to identity and confidence, when friends disappear, there's also an emotion of rejection besides the disappointment, but the fact that I am no longer good enough for those people. So Jayne then comes along the Cracking the Confidence free workshop, which you decided to attend. And I want you to share with the ladies what happened on the night that we spoke about sabotaging your self-worth. Because there was stuff going on in the background that I was completely unaware of. So that night, just to refresh the memory, but also to tell the ladies, we spoke about self-image. And I asked the attendees to bring mirrors along. So now you can take the story further, Jayne.
Okay, I have never looked in the mirror. I don't look in the mirror. I don't want to see myself. But my housemate went out I think 2 days later, after we had that thing,
The session, yeah.
hour, yeah, and she went to click, and I asked her for a mirror, and she sent me photos of mirrors, and I went, I want that one. And now I look in the mirror. I like who I am now. So I have to thank you, Leon, for that. And actually, you know what, Leon, I have to say, I have to thank you a big, 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 big thank you, because whenever I come on one of your courses, I have huge epiphanies. and sometimes they're so scary, but so true. And like, but you don't do anything, you just there. You know what I mean? It's like you my silent cheerleader, so to speak. And I also call Diane and Myrna my other two silent cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And the thing, and with Diane is sometimes she's loud and sometimes she isn't, but you know that she's there because she knows exactly what's going on in your life. And then all of a sudden she'll chirp you on Facebook and you'll go, but she's listening again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's so amazing for me that when you mention these names, how you have opened yourself up to new connections. And I just want to say that I graciously accept your compliment. However, I work in obedience of my calling, and I'm creating the platform. And it's amazing. It's amazing privilege for me. But Jayne, so I remember how emotional I got when you shared with me that you didn't have a mirror, that you actually didn't possess a mirror. And then the next thing that happened, here comes Jayne with pink hair. I was just like, it was so big, the change in your accepting yourself that happened, that from not looking in a mirror to looking in a mirror, and the next thing having the guts to just go with pink hair. And if I remember, they were blue, and if I remember, they were also neon purple,
green and green.
There you go. So now, Jayne, the opportunity then came for you to become part of the Blossom and Prosperity program, and you grabbed it with both hands. I remember you didn't even hesitate to answer yes. Do you want to share with us, just, did you have a specific expectation from the program, and what was sort of the outcome for you? Did it meet the expectation?
I wanted more confidence, and that is what I got out of it. I got more confidence. It also taught me, I don't know if you could call it, be still in your own presence. Like, you know, if you're having a bad day, sometimes you blow out and you say hurtful things to other people, and then you've got to apologize because you just blew it in, unfortunately, the wrong place. So what I've learned now is, when I feel like that, then I'll sit here and I'll be still, and then I'll listen to my radio on my phone, and I will, I don't know if you would call it meditate, but it's an exercise that you taught us to do. Is like, you go to this door, and I'll never forget, it's always dark before you get to the door. So for me, it's like, I want to step into my own light, so to speak. So I know that I've gone behind the door, I've gone into the darkness, or back into the darkness, and I don't want to be there. So I go to the door, but I always don't open it like I normally do, like to open the door. I stand and I wait. And I always go, are you ready now? And I talk to myself, which is weird, but I often talk to myself. So not weird. I never win my own arguments though, but yeah, that's another story. Anyway, so I always I wait and I open the door and then I step into the light, into the field of flowers. And I have to tell you that I don't like flowers. I love flowers, but I can't have flowers in my life because I suffer from hay fever and it just blocks all my sinuses. But I'm very happy that I can do it in my mind because then I don't have to smell and it doesn't block my senses and whatever. And I must always be able to hear water or the sea. And so that is what I do. But
Fantastic.
my trigger, and you might think this is weird, but lately I know that I've been a bit helter-skelter because when I start dreaming of snakes, then I know that that is a problem. There is a problem, and I need to sit and I need to think about things. And that is why I've pivoted my business now. So the snakes are no longer coming into my mind or my dreams or whatever. I am petrified of snakes. And when I feel them on my bed, when I'm sleeping, then I have a huge problem. And then I want to have like a panic attack, but I won't have a panic attack over a snake and I know that I might be attacked by everyone, but to me, a dead snake is a good one. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to tell everyone that I am a Formula One fanatic.
Ooh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you want to know anything about Formula One, then you have to follow Jayne. You have to. That is definitely sidetracking you from a lot of things. And Jayne,
yes.
what is so profound for me that that door exercise was the visualization exercise that we did, is that you found your own personal way of dealing with your murky waters and your, managing your emotions. And that's always so powerful for me, is that you can, because we are different, we're all different, we handle things differently, but you have found a way to deal with that. The fact that you go into yourself, that you recall that visualization. I love the fact that you can experience flowers without sneezing. And that is profound, that you've almost moved from your turmoil season into a season of peace and calm, and the fact that you can go inward to find what you need. That is so beautiful. And I just want to say, Jayne, you mentioned right in the beginning about you love red, but you're very much wearing pink at the moment. And I don't think I ever told you, but from a spiritual point of view, pink represents new beginnings.
Oh, yes, you see, significant. Pink hair,
pink clothes, everything is pink in Jayne's life. I can't resist calling you the pink lady. So, so Jayne, now I have witnessed your growth. I remember when we had the co-working space, Jayne was sitting in my Zoom corner there, not making a peep noise. And as she got to know us better, she started to participate. And I have seen you almost explode in your confidence since you and I've worked together inside the Blossoming Prosperity Program. And then something huge happened the other day. Something that you've done for the first time in 4 years that I know needed a lot of guts and confidence. Tell us what happened.
Well, I did hypnosis a while ago with Bianca, another lady who I met on the Diane's little Zoom group, and she became my life coach, and she was a godsend, I have to say. But to cut a long story short, when I was a child, my sister's gonna kill me. I would pretend I didn't have a sister, And I know I did it. I didn't understand the reason why I did it, but I was speaking to you. We were on our one-on-one, and I sat here and I went, oh, no, I didn't do that. And I realized that I did it because of when I was a youngster, 6 months in my mother's tummy. My mother was going through emotional trauma because she didn't know what to do, because she was, the result of having sex before marriage in those days. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. And my mother hadn't told her family that she was 6 months pregnant, or she was pregnant. And then my uncle found out, and she could never lie to him. She never, ever lied to him. She would never lie to Uncle Arthur. And he said, oh, are you pregnant? And she said, yes, Arthur, I am pregnant. And anyway, my dad was at sea, and she didn't know whether she wanted to marry him. So she, my dad's uncle, contacted her and her other sister, and he had them at the house with his wife, and they said to her, you don't have to marry David. We will support you, or we will adopt your child. We have 2 boys, they're teens now, and we can afford another child. So my mother was going through all these turmoils and whatever, but she felt that my dad needed to know. And so the big joke now is, I was peeping out of her belly button while they were at the wedding, because I think they got married in August and I was born in September. So, and then while I was speaking to the aunt, I realized that this was the cause of my breakdown, of never having a relationship with my sister. And I'm going to cry now. So I had to phone my sister, as old as I am, and apologize to her for pretending she wasn't my sister, because I did do it. I really, really did. And everyone would ask me, did you have a sister? I go, no. So who's that? I don't know. That's Bridget. And I would honestly say that she wasn't my sister.
Mm.
But after that phone call, we've dealt with it now, and I totally get why I did it.
Mm.
Because please, people, be careful when you're pregnant. Your fetus picks up all that energy. You have to be so careful about that, because I think that is how I came out, was I never belonged to a family. Plus, I didn't know who my father was, theoretically, because my real father, I had a connection, but not as deep as I had with my, what do you call him? The guy, my uncle that wanted to adopt me.
Yes.
And when he died, when I was 9, I was devastated. I was totally devastated. And I had such a unique relationship with him that my father's figure was taken so early.
Yes.
And he would have done anything for me.
Mm.
And I felt sorry for the other kids, because theoretically I was important in his life.
Jayne, you touched on such profound things here, and I'm so glad that you had the courage to share this story. Because, you know, in the first module of the Blossoming Prosperity Program, we deal with some hurt, and the fact that sometimes we feel a bit messed up, we feel, you know, insecure, we feel that there's stuff not right in our lives, but we don't know where it comes from. And here you are telling a story which, through Bianca and through your Blossoming Prosperity journey and an ongoing process, you realized that your rejection actually started in the womb already. And how often do we not know of those meanings that the brain attached to incidents, energies that came our way, and yet you had the longing to become a better person. And yes, it took an amputation to rock your boat completely. But for me, your story is so profound, of the fact that one can deal with a past hurt. You know, we often don't want to face it because it's too big and it's too hurtful, but we can. And that you were granted the opportunity to now mend things with your sister, but it was your choice.
Yeah,
it was your choice.
Absolutely.
And it adds up to your own joy now. You know, it's not a selfish thing. It is just that when you can heal, you've got so much more to give as well. So thanks for sharing that.
And that is when I realized how strong your mindset is.
Yeah, powerful.
And your subconscious. And it's your subconscious that's the strong one, not your conscious mind. It's your subconscious.
Subconscious.
And that is what you have to get past. And as you talk about new neuro pathways, you have to put the time in to form them. Otherwise, you're just gonna go back.
Yeah. And Jayne, I think your journey is also very evident, exactly what you are mentioning now. It's so hard to do these things on your own. I know I tried for many years to do these things on my own, but we are still thinking with our old neuropaths. We are not aware, you know, we helped between Bianca, Jayne, Myrda, myself, we helped you to connect the dots of your life. And it's only when somebody, and I do believe that God uses people in our lives to help us connect those dots. But it's just so amazing, the journey of discovery and the journey of connecting those dots and the journey of getting the healing. And here we sit with a sparkly pink lady. Is that not amazing? So Jayne, I want to ask you, considering your journey, if there's anybody out there that is listening to this video and feel despondent, fed up with life, sad, ready to give up, what encouraging message do you have for them?
You are not alone. I'm here. I can be a stranger. I have 2 ears. I have 2 shoulders. You can contact me anytime. Seriously, because sometimes a stranger is better than someone that knows you. Because a stranger like me will tell you the truth. And you must always remember to ask for help, because I know it's the hardest thing to do is to ask for help, but shit, you have to. And in this day and age, with everyone going through all this crap that we're all going through, and believe me, some are worse than others, but we have to ask for help.
We do.
We really, really, really do. And it's the strangest people that will step up to the plate.
Yeah.
It's almost it's not who you expect.
Yeah. It's almost like when you ask for help, you also allow somebody else to impart their blessings, you know, to be a blessing to others. That's the words I'm looking for. So if I ask for help, I'm allowing somebody else to be a blessing as well to me, and to, you know, be of assistance, which God wants us to do. We all have a job here on earth, a purpose and a calling. And Jayne, thank you for offering your availability too. I will make sure that your contact details are up, because at the end of the day, when you have been rejected in the womb, you understand what other people may have experienced. When you have lost a leg, you will have a far better understanding of the challenges that go with that. And you have come such a far way. You are such an inspiration. And I thank you that you were willing to share with us and share emotional and deep stuff with us, and being so honest about your life. And I just look forward to seeing this Pink Women sparkle in neon glitter going forward. We wish you all the best, and we can't wait to see where this life is taking you.
Thank you, Leon.
Thanks so much, Jayne.